Season 3, Episode 7, Chapter 23 of The Mandalorian, titled The Spies, is really, really fun. It starts off with a Blade Runner look and feel to it with the neon and the dark. We see Elia Kane, the former Imperial who sold out Dr. Pershing, in the 3rd episode of this season. We see her turn a corner and then she begins speaking with a holographic Moff Gideon through a droid. We then see Moff Gideon kind of go and talk to the Imperial Shadow Council, where we have interesting developments because we have Pellaeon and Hux, characters you might know in the Star Wars universe, which was really, really fun. But this kind of aspect of how the Shadow Council is very different, because they're pushing forth the Empire is still alive, the Empire, this and that. But Moff Gideon kind of changes the tune of them and says that I need backup and the Mandalorians are around, which they shouldn't be, and I did everything I could to stop them. Not only that, we find out that kind of Moff Gideon was behind every attack so far this season on Navarro and other aspects of where certain planets and homes took place. And it's fun because if you remember the name Hux, it's General Hux from the new sequel trilogy. And it's interesting because the character is played by Brian Gleason, Domhnall Gleeson's brother, who played, General Hux in this trilogy sequel, and is a key member of the First Order and its rise to power. It's the whole New Republic and everything going on. And then we turn a course, and then we see Navarro, and we see that the Mandalores are coming in to kind of be one together with the Night Owls, Children of the Watch, and everything. And then Grogu gets kind of an upgrade. He is a mechanical thing now. And mechanical, I mean by he's gifted IG-11, but now it's IG-12. He kind of maneuvers it mechanically, and in a hilarious few scenes, we see Grogu using it and getting used to it and saying yes, 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 no, 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 but now speaking through IG-11. It's cute, it's fun, and it's really, really interesting to see how all that happens. And now when they're on Mandalore, we see that the refugee Mandalorians are still there. It's a desolate wasteland. They don't know what happened. But they're trying to get to the forge. And when they do, it's an ambush. It's a huge ambush that takes place. And this is where everything happens. We see that Moff Gideon has made Mandalore his new kind of base for everything. And it's just insane and how everything works. The crazy thing is, Paz Vizsla's character kind of sacrifices himself in order to help and save the Mandalorians. We kind of see the Red Guards from The Last Jedi in a different light and way, and then Moff Gideon is just telling his piece and what he's doing. This was an interesting episode. Din Djarin did get captured. Mandalore or Mando did get captured, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. We know the aspect of everything. And the thing is that Moff Gideon, who escaped, and now he's doing his own thing. Giancarlo Esposito is fantastic in this role, but I feel like he's like the Mandalorian's Darth Vader. When we know behind the scenes Darth Vader is still doing things because the Mandalorian takes place between episodes 6 and 7. And it's just different to see someone else as a bad guy in the Star Wars universe. Star Wars is not known for their big bad guys, especially for television purposes for that matter, but Moff Gideon is that one where it's like, okay, is he really that strong, and can he do certain things? The aspect of how things are done in this show and how this episode was really, really done was interesting. The episode was written by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and directed by Rick Famuyiwa. So there's one episode left until the season 3 finale. And there has been talk that season 4 is happening. When is season 4 happening? We don't know. But each season so far has been 8 episodes. The interesting thing about this is that now that Grogu is doing his thing, that's fine. But then the tide and the shift has turned. And the reason I say that is because it's more focused on Bo-Katan Kryze now. and Moff Gideon wanting the dark saber once again. What's going to happen in the season finale of season 3? It's going to be interesting to see what happens and what we're going to find out. But I feel like this finale needs to be at least an hour or more longer. The whole aspect of seeing Mandalore finally, I mean, after the talk about what it was, what it looked like in seasons 1 and 2, and then us finally getting there is interesting. Jon Favreau was doing his own thing with the creating of this. This was kind of a neo-noir feel to it with a sci-fi aspect, especially with the opening Blade Runner feel and look to it. It just had that look, and it was interesting. And then we understood why Mandalore is what it is, what Moff Gideon's motives are, why he wants to get rid of the Mandalorians, why he did all these attacks, and Gorian Shard, the pirate, kind of being one of the puppets that Moff Gideon hired to do certain things. So it was the aspect of Elia Kane in the beginning of this episode explaining everything to Moff Gideon and catching us up on what could happen, what's this and what's that. Even the refugee Mandalorians are really interesting. They got this little big boat, and it's like everything's happening. It's like they still kind of serve Bo-Katan in a way, in a different light. So I'm curious to see if everything happens for a reason, and if it will continue in the future seasons. I was kind of surprised how Mando got captured. So what's going to happen with that? Are they going to interrogate him, use kind of forces? And who is going to take down Moff Gideon? Will that one person come in? I mean, we understand the cloning and the bioengineering because we know how Palpatine came back in the sequel trilogies, how Supreme Leader Snoke was manifested and used through the puppetry of Palpatine and, cloning and everything, and how everything's going to put together. General Thrawn is mentioned in this episode, so we might get him, which leads into Ahsoka. A lot of questions still need to be answered, and this is absolutely fun. Star Wars is a great big universe, and there's so much story to tell. You can do little bits and pieces between the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the sequel trilogy, which is what they're doing. So it's going to be fun to see what happens. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this episode of The Mandalorian, titled The Spies. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about seeing Moff Gideon back once again? Did you like his motive and the way he was doing certain things, and how he was the one doing everything behind the scenes this season by attacking Navarro? And, thinking that the Mandalorians are gone and dead, but they're not, and turning Mandalore into his own base. So let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week for my episode 8 season 3 finale review of The Mandalorian.